Hello, and welcome back to my channel, Travel Santai. Here, I share my travel experiences to various destinations around the world. In this video, I'll be taking you back to one of my past trips from my hometown, Medan, Indonesia, to Istanbul, Turkey, with a layover in Singapore. This journey took place on October 10th, 2022, shortly after many countries reopened their borders following the COVID-19 pandemic. That's why you'll still see some people wearing masks in this footage. For this trip, I flew to Istanbul with Singapore Airlines in business class, starting from Medan to Singapore and then continuing to Istanbul. This journey also marked the beginning of my experience exploring business class on various airlines, which I continue to this day. I hope you enjoy the video, and I apologize if the footage isn't as polished as my recent content. I departed from Kuala Namu International Airport in Medan on Singapore Airlines flight SQ995. On this flight, I had the chance to experience Singapore Airlines Business Class, renowned as one of the best in the world. The flight from Medan to Singapore was relatively short, lasting around 1 hour and 20 minutes, and was operated by a Boeing B737-800. As a business class passenger, I had complimentary access to the Sapphire Lounge in the International Departure Area of Kuala Namu Airport. Here, I'll take you on a quick tour to see the food options available in this lounge. After spending some time relaxing at the Sapphire Lounge, it was time to head to Gate 2 for boarding Singapore Airlines flight SQ995 to Singapore. As I mentioned earlier, flight SQ995 for this journey was operated by a Boeing 737-800, as the flight duration was relatively short, about 1 hour and 20 minutes. At the aircraft door, a friendly Singapore Airlines flight attendant warmly welcomed me on board. For this flight, I was seated in seat 12A, a window seat. The business class cabin on this Singapore Airlines flight featured a 2-2 seating configuration with 3 rows in total. Considering the short flight time, the seats were quite comfortable. A pillow and blanket were already placed on the seat, providing extra comfort. The legroom was also exceptionally spacious and comfortable. Under the left armrest, there were several buttons to adjust the seat position. Inside the seat pocket, I found various reading materials, including an air sickness bag, safety instruction cards, and KrisShop's in-flight duty-free magazine. For my welcome drink, I chose a glass of orange juice. However, at that time, warm towels were not provided. Shortly before takeoff, Singapore Airlines played its safety demonstration video, which featured some of Singapore's famous tourist and historical landmarks. On this flight, I didn't record much footage, so some moments are not captured here. However, despite the short duration, Singapore Airlines provided a complete in-flight meal, including bread, a main course, salad, dessert, and drinks. For the main course, I opted for the chicken curry rice served with vegetable curry. The flavors were impressive for an in-flight meal. Well done, Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines flight SQ995 from Medan landed at Changi Airport Terminal 2 at 10:30 p.m. From there, I had to continue my journey to Istanbul, Turkey on Singapore Airlines flight SQ392, which was departing from Terminal 3. To get there, I took the SkyTrain connecting Terminal 2 to Terminal 3 at Changi Airport. Terminal 3 is the most impressive terminal at Singapore Changi Airport, featuring numerous stores selling high-end brands. Since my flight to Istanbul was scheduled to depart at 2:05 a.m. on October 11, 2022, I had about 3 hours to spend during my layover. I decided to visit Singapore Airlines Silver Chris Lounge in Terminal 3, the airline's largest business class lounge. The lounge itself was spacious, offering plenty of seating options. However, when I arrived, it was extremely crowded. In fact, I even had to wait in line to use the shower facilities. Now, Let's take a quick tour of the food options available in this impressive lounge. There's a wide selection of drinks, snacks, and meals, including oat milk, cereals, bread, and even a live cooking station serving Singapore laksa. As for drinks, there are plenty to choose from, including infused water, a variety of alcoholic drinks, and canned soft drinks. While in the lounge, I met a new friend from Canada. He was curious about me filming the lounge and even showed me some of his favorite alcoholic drinks available at the Silver Chris Lounge in Terminal 3 of Changi Airport. He also shared his experiences of traveling to over 60 countries using his aeroplan miles. As for food, I ordered a bowl of Singapore laksa, which turned out to be absolutely delicious. After finishing my meal, it was time to freshen up before boarding flight SQ392 to Istanbul, Turkey. The shower facilities in this lounge were impressive, spacious and well equipped. The amenities provided were also complete, including a hairdryer, body care products from Penhaligons, shampoo, soap, a toothbrush and toothpaste, a shaving kit, and fresh towels. Once I had freshened up, it was time to board Singapore Airlines flight SQ392 to Istanbul. This flight was operated by an Airbus A350-900. The journey from Singapore to Istanbul would take approximately 11 hours, making it the longest flight I had ever taken. The flight was scheduled to depart at 2:05 and will arrive in Istanbul's new airport at 8:05 in the morning. The business class cabin on this aircraft features a 1-to-2-to-1 seat configuration, ensuring that every passenger has direct aisle access. For this flight, I was seated in 15K, a window seat. Visually, the seat looked incredibly spacious. The legroom was very generous, allowing me to stretch my legs comfortably. A pillow and blanket were also provided on the seat. However, there was no amenity kit on the seat, so passengers had to request one from the cabin crew. For my welcome drink on this flight, I once again opted for a glass of orange juice. Similar to my previous flight on SQ995, there were no warm towels provided, only wet wipes.
Welcome aboard Singapore Airlines.
As usual, before takeoff, Singapore Airlines played its safety video, showing various historical landmarks and famous attractions in Singapore.
And on a journey through Singapore.
For in-flight entertainment on this flight, passengers were provided with high-quality noise-canceling headphones. As the in-flight entertainment screen was not a touch screen, a remote control was available to navigate through the selection of movies and TV shows. The Kris World Entertainment System offered an extensive and up-to-date collection of films. Now let me take a closer look at the business class seat on this Singapore Airlines A350-900 flight to Istanbul, Turkey. Next to the in-flight entertainment screen, there were several compartments for passengers to store their belongings, including a small mirror in the lower compartment and a designated space for a beverage cup. To the right of the seat was a remote control for browsing the entertainment system and several storage compartments. One of these contained the supplied headphones and a bottle of mineral water. The tray table was also on this side. In the seat pocket were various reading materials, including an air sickness bag, safety instruction cards, a guide to using the in-flight Wi-Fi, the in-flight duty-free magazine, and the in-flight menu book. I decided to test out the in-flight Wi-Fi available on this aircraft. Every business class passenger was given complimentary access to Wi-Fi for the entire duration of the nearly 11-hour flight. Connecting to KrisWorld's in-flight Wi-Fi was very simple, and the connection speed was quite fast, with no noticeable lag during the flight. Around 30 minutes after takeoff, the Singapore Airlines cabin crew began meal service. To start, they served a snack, a packet of almond nuts, along with a drink of choice. I opted for a glass of apple juice. Next, the appetizer was served, a sesame crab mayonnaise salad. It was my first time trying this dish, and while the flavor was a bit unfamiliar to me, it was still enjoyable. A selection of bread was also offered, and I chose 2 pieces of garlic bread. Now it was time for the main course. For this meal, I had pre-selected the beef rendang rice through Singapore Airlines Book the Cook service on their website. Just by looking at it, the dish looked amazing. The rendang was paired with fragrant yellow rice and a side of vegetable curry. Absolutely delicious. To end the meal, dessert was served, a pistachio cake with sour cherry and almond crumble. It had a delightful taste, with a slight tartness from the cherries that balanced the sweetness perfectly. After dinner, I wanted to get some rest. But first, I decided to check out the lavatory in the business class cabin of this plane. The lavatory was quite spacious and well stocked with Penhaligon's premium amenities, including facial mist, body lotion and cologne. There were also plenty of towels. The sink worked properly and there was a bassinet for passengers. There was also a practical bassinet for those traveling with infants. A nice touch in the toilet was the artificial orchid decoration, which added a touch of elegance to the room. Now it was time to set my seat to relax mode and prepare for a good night's sleep. Before I knew it, morning had arrived, and I had an excellent night's sleep. This was the view from inside the aircraft at that moment. We were flying over the Middle East, just a few hours away from landing in Istanbul. About 2 hours before arrival at the new Istanbul airport, the Singapore Airlines cabin crew began serving breakfast. The meal started with a plate of fresh-cut fruits, followed by a starter, Bircher muesli, which consisted of rolled oats soaked in milk and natural yogurt topped with berry compote. For drinks, I chose a variety: warm water, apple juice, and a cup of milk tea. Next, the main course was served, and I opted for nasi lemak, a signature Malay dish. It was absolutely delicious. The meal came with an assortment of side dishes, including fried chicken, tofu, omelette, cucumber, sambal prawns, and crispy anchovies with peanuts. I mixed everything together with the nasi lemak, and the flavors blended perfectly, rich, savory, and incredibly satisfying. I had no regrets choosing this dish. And finally, the aircraft is about to land at the new Istanbul Airport, which is currently regarded as the largest airport in the world. From the window, we could already see the stunning cityscape of Istanbul, featuring towering buildings and the iconic Bosphorus Strait. I apologize that certain parts of the video, such as the takeoff and landing, were not captured. This is because this video marks my first flight experience review vlog after a break of more than 4 years. Thank you to everyone who has watched this video until the end. I truly appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video, which will be just as exciting. Keep supporting this channel by clicking the subscribe, like, and share buttons, and feel free to leave your comments below. Thank you. Bye.